Hi guys. Well, last week talked about the 10 kind of bad aspects or negative aspects of living in a van. Today I'm going to talk about roughly 10 good things about living in a van, what I find to be good, in my opinion. And there's mainly top 3 or 4 really good things, and then the rest are kind of all about the same to me. They're not really, the hierarchy is a bit different. I mean, they're all, not too much of a big difference, I should say, in terms of the hierarchy. Okay, so starting down from number 10, let's see. For a lot of people, this one would be like number 1. But for me, it doesn't really apply to me because I have a full-time job. I have a lot of responsibilities with having 2 kids and a career and everything. So for me, that one would be freedom. A lot of people can drive in their van, live from town to town, and just drive as they wish, and not have any ties to hold them down. For me, I do have ties, but I mean, I would want to have a full-time job anyway, as long as there's one that I enjoy. Although I guess I could be talked out of that if I had less costs, but I have to pay a large amount of money for child support, so I'm still gonna have to pay for that for a long time, like 10 years or so. What are these guys doing? Who knows? So 10, freedom. Again, that's probably number 1 for a lot of people, or at least the top 3. Let's see. I guess sense of adventure is one, called number 9. A lot of these, like I said, there's not really a big order, but it is an adventure. I mean, stuff happens all the time, and sometimes you don't really want that sense of adventure, like, when you're half awake in the morning and you got to make sure that no one can see you getting out of the van. If you want to make sure you can keep that same parking spot and not blow it by someone seeing you come out of a van in the middle of the night or in the morning. So that's one for sure, is adventure. There's lots of adventure. Generally, I see it as a positive, and in the beginning, that was a big positive for me. I thought that would, sense of adventure, be really cool. Not so much now. I guess I just kind of get used to it. Let's see. In Vancouver, where I live, the high cost of housing is really unbelievable. You can see they're building a big, huge condo over here, and they're building 2 more over there. Those big cranes are, and they're starting at $400,000, and this is starting price. And we are not in Vancouver proper. We're in the suburbs right now, so we're probably about, I'd say, 10 to 15 kilometers outside of Vancouver City. So even then, the houses are extremely expensive. But being in a van, I don't really care, because I'm not paying it. So if people want to have to pay that, that's their deal. I'm not. I don't have to pay, I don't have to worry about interest. I don't have to worry about, like making sure everything's good in the condo or the house. And if there's a major incident like a fire or earthquake, no problem. In fact, for me, we had a power outage about a month ago, and everybody was power out for 2 or 3 days. I was fine, because guess what I have on my roof? A solar panel. So my electricity comes from the sun. No problems at all. Okay, so high cost of housing, not having to deal with that is like number 8, I guess. Another one, sort of similar to that, is maintenance. Maintaining a house or even a condo. Right now, my ex-wife is The fridge is leaking. The dishwasher has developed a major leak, and the sink needs to be, the faucet of the big kitchen sink needs to be replaced. And this stuff is happening over and over and over again. And she won't really. I offered to help her with the sink and stuff, but she wants to be Miss Independent and do it herself. Well, I can't blame her for that. Power to her. But I thought I'd offer. But this is just some of the things that happen in your house. Stuff breaks down. Yes, stuff is going to break down in the van, but if you had a car, you'd have to deal with that anyway. So no difference. So maintenance is a big one. No lawn to mow. No stairs to vacuum. All that stuff. And sort of on the same line of maintenance is housework. I have very little housework. I would say it takes me literally 2 minutes to clean my one bowl and my one spoon, and that's all I really use for eating with. I know some people still kind of stick by their old ways and have a big sink of dishes and stuff, and not me. I just keep it simple. And when I'm done, I wash it with the paper towel and a baby wipe, and it's done pretty quickly. So no housework. And to clean the whole van, if it was really dirty, would only take me maximum of 10 minutes. And that means like sweeping the floor and everything. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, no neighbors. My ex-wife's condo where I used to live, the neighbors upstairs are really nice. They have 2 small Jack Russell dogs, and they're quite yappy and barky. This is SkyTrain. They're not so bad. They're good people and stuff, but the dogs are a little bit loud. But the downstairs neighbor is a complete pain in the ass, and they're constantly complaining about one thing or another. Kids are loud. They are loud, but you know what? You live in a condo, a wooden building. You're going to get noise, and it's not a church. It's not a sanctuary. It's a condo where people live. So we've had them come upstairs and knock on the door and complain numerous times, bang a broomstick on the ceiling, and it's just comical, actually. So no neighbors, big plus to me. Let's see what else we have. Well, for me, another one to do with if you have a house. I mean, most people, I guess, I don't know, most people I know that are not really well off usually live in an apartment or a condo and not a house, because houses are so expensive here. So if you live in a condo like I did for 11 years, constantly having to deal with the strata and being subject to their desires. For example, a friend of mine lives in a condo and they're having problems in the parkade, and they have to rip up the landscaping. It costs like way over $1 million to rip up all the landscaping so they can get underneath to fix the parkade, underground parking. He himself had to pay $10,000 in 1 year just for that. And in the building I used to live in, I mean, there's one thing after another. $85,000 to fix the elevator, hundreds, I don't know how much it was to replace the entire roof. They replaced all the pipes in the building were replaced. I mean, it's one thing after another. And, you're kind of bound to do what the strata agrees on. And I agree that it's good to maintain a building you're living in, but, recently they had a vote on whether to have those door locks be all fobbed, where you press a button and then you can open the door, or you touch the keychain thing to the door and it opens. But that would be $600 for every unit in the building. And of course, the bigger your unit is, the more you have to pay. So luckily that got voted down, but that's one of the things that's like, man, it never ends. The strata is brutal. I'd never want to live in a strata again if I can avoid it. For me, a big one is I I'm single now, so I basically got separated in July. Now we're into November. Well, actually, today's October 31st, Halloween. And no girlfriend, no wife. I'm happy. I am very happy with that. And not having to deal with other people that you live with and their standards and differences of opinion about how things should be done and blah, blah, blah. That's a big one for me. That's number 4. And getting into the top 3, living in a van allows me not to have to live with roommates. And I thought about, that was one of my choices. Basically, my choices were to live in a van, move in with roommates, or get a second job. So not having to live with roommates is a big plus to me. Just dealing with all the stuff that happens, people taking your food out of the fridge, people not paying their share of the bills, drama, one thing after another. I've done it many times when I was young, in my early 20s. I don't want to do it anymore. Look at this guy wearing his funny face. And number 2, I guess I just mentioned, was not having to work a second job. I already work a full-time job. And in order to afford rent here and to pay upwards of $800 a month for child support, I would have to get a second job. Even though my job pays okay. I mean, I'm not rich, but it's not like I'm making minimum wage. But at the same time, it's just not enough to pay for $1,000 or $800 a month and $800 child support, $770 child support, and food and car insurance and everything else you got to pay for. Just not enough money. So I'd have to get a second job. And living in the van, I don't have to do that. And even though certain things bug me, like, last week when I talked about 10 negative things, one thing I did mention, which I should have, which is a big one, is getting up in the morning and it's cold. Hey, look at that guy. No, let's not look at him because he doesn't want to be on camera. That's my friend that I'm meeting right now. About that, he doesn't want to be on camera. Just meeting him here, I was waiting and I thought, hey, I should make a video while I'm waiting for him. So, there's someone. Let's look at them. So number 2 was not getting a job, a second job. I already work full time. I don't want to work 60 to 80 hours a week. And I forgot all the other details I was saying about that. And the last number 1 thing, which I'm sure you can guess, is all the money I've saved. I've lived in this van since July, and if I had spent $800 to $1,000 a month on rent, which is completely out the window, I would have probably spent upwards of $4,000. SkyTrain. $4,000 out the window for nothing. But that's just the major one that's the most obvious. But the other ones are, my bills are almost non-existent. I mean, I have to do a money video once, just completely about money. But I mean, my bills are basically internet, $75 a month, which sounds expensive, but that covers my data, which is 3.5 gigabytes, and phone, which is 300 minutes, daytime minutes, and then evenings and weekends free, and all the texting I can use. And I find that fine. I mean, if I need to watch video, I can't watch any video with my plan because it just sucks up the data. So I usually go to a mall or somewhere like a Starbucks with his Wi-Fi if I want to do that. And works well. So yeah, so that's the one thing is $75 for phone or internet, same thing altogether. And then $100 for car insurance. And that's pretty much it. You know, I've got food, of course, but I lump that all with my generally day-to-day money. I lump it all together. So really, besides my child support payment, which, you know, I should say I'm very happy to do. I think it's my duty. I have no problems paying it. But it is not exactly the best thing in the world. to have to pay every month. It's a lot of money. So yeah, money. It's a big one. If you remember that guy, what's his name, who's living in his van and he's always sticking to the man, Don Carpenter, that's his name. And he's always, he showed his big wad of cash to them, like $25,000 in a video. I didn't know if that was such a good idea personally, but I have saved a lot of money not spending it on rent and just not having any bills. Really, I don't have any bills. Hardly at all, compared to if you have phone. Well, I have phone and internet, but then you have cable. Then you might have electrical, or we call it BC Hydro here. I don't have to pay for power, don't have to pay for like heating gas, natural gas. And even the van really is not really as expensive on gas as I thought it would be. I put $100 in on October 2nd, and it's Halloween today, 2 more days. It's going to be November 2nd, and I've only used about 3/4 of that, so I still have probably another 100 kilometers to go before I run out. That said, I don't really drive that much. I've only driven about 300 or 400 kilometers in that time period. So anyway, those are my top 10 positive things about living in a van. Having all the extra money is nice, and if I didn't have child support payment, I mean, really, the amount of money that you would have just extra would be crazy amount of money. And you could live very well or work less. I mean, you could easily live off $700 a month. You could get that kind of money just by working a part-time job, flipping burgers or whatever. So I guess that's it. I'm gonna end it there, and wish you all a good night. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.